Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here. Alright, and now continuing with my reviews for my picks for the top 10 best live action Disney movies. Now at number 3, here I am with a review of the Jungle Book remake from last year. So yeah, this was like a really great movie. I mean, yeah, this is like the first time that I've really rewatched the movie since seeing it in the theaters, and I really don't know why it's taken me this long to watch this movie again, because when I saw it in the theater, I really did love the movie. I mean, the movie was just like really great, so I have no idea why I haven't rewatched it again until now. But yeah, this was just a really great movie. I mean, yeah, the critics really did love this movie, and audiences loved this movie as well. Yeah, this was just like a really great movie and a really great remake of like their animated film. Yeah, I mean, yeah, really good remake of like the animated film right here. Yeah, I mean, just a really good. Yeah, you may remember like last year I did like make a video like talking about how I felt about this movie being made, as well as like with the upcoming Andy Serkis movie, Jungle Book movie that's being made, how I felt about them being released. And I said before that I really was not like that interested in this movie before. Like I really was not like that hyped for seeing it. I really didn't feel like it was necessary to do, but then when I saw it, it really was a great film. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess like people have debated on like which film is really better, because yeah, I've heard some people saying like the animated film is better, whilst people have said like this remake is better. And yeah, I think like overall like there are like some things like each one does do better. Like I think this film, like the animated film, it does do some things better. Like some of the characters are like better developed and written. And yeah, I do think like this one, it does have like a better connection with like Mowgli and Baloo. Yeah, but at the same time, like this film, like it does do like some things better too. Like I did watch like Nostalgia Critic, or Doug Walker rather, I did watch his review for this movie along with Chris Atkinson from CinemaSins, and they were saying before that really, this film really did nothing better than the animated film, which really is not true. It's not true at all. Like, this film actually does do some things better than the animated film. Like, in this film, like Shere Khan, like you do like see a lot more of him. Like in the animated film, like Shere Khan, really doesn't come in until like the last 30 minutes of the movie. Yeah, with this film, you do like see a lot more of Shere Khan in the movie, as well as like with Mowgli's wolf family. Like you see a lot more of them in this movie too. Like in the animated film, like here you just like see them like at the beginning of the movie, and then as Bagheera is taking Mowgli to the village, like after that, like you don't see any more of them. In this film, you actually do like see a lot more of like the wolf family. You hear like they actually do act as kind of like main characters for the movie here. Yeah, and yeah, I should probably also say like I guess I could understand why like some people were not interested in this movie, like myself, because yeah, since Disney already did like try remaking like the animated film, and they already like did attempt like some live action remakes before. Like I talked about it before, like they had that 1994 live action remake, which really didn't do that well. And they also like made that direct-to-video film Jungle Book Mowgli story that really didn't do that hot either. So yeah, and even like outside of Disney, there were like other or like variations of the Jungle Book made. Like I remember like there was one film that was entitled like the second Jungle Book, which yeah, that was like the title of the sequel to the book. And yeah, for some reason I don't know why they even titled that the second Jungle Book when it was not like based on like the actual book sequel, and it was really based on the really just the Jungle Book. So yeah, it's confusing as to why they called that one the second Jungle Book, but yeah, that one really didn't do very good either. So yeah, so historically, like really like no Jungle Book, other Jungle Book version has really been able to top the animated film from Disney. But yeah, I do think maybe that this film probably does do that. I think that this film may actually top the animated film. Like, I think overall I do like this one better than the animated film. Like, I just really do love the story behind this, and like I said, you do get to see like a lot more characters, especially like with Shere Khan, like the villain of the movie. He gets like more screen time in this film than he does in the animated film. And yeah, but at those times, like there are other characters in this film that really do not get a lot of time. Like Ka just has like one scene in the movie, and after that, we don't see any more of Ka at all in the movie. And King Louie in this film, he's just kind of like a wasted character here too. So yeah, there are some characters that really aren't nearly as well developed as they are in the animated film, but overall, I do think that the this film does do like more things better than the animated film than I think the animated film does with than this film. So yeah, I do think that overall this is probably the better movie of the two. But yeah, I could probably see it either way. Like I could like see like if either way which one people like. I could understand if people like this one better or if they like this one better. Yeah, I could see it either way. But yeah, for me, I do like the this film better. Like this is just a really great film, and I was really surprised at how much I liked this movie. I give this film like once again 3.75 stars out of 4. I mean, it is just a really great movie. Yeah. Yeah, and but yeah, at the same time, like I can like see like if there are people that really didn't like this movie, like with Doug Walker's review for this, he's both him and Chris were like saying that they really didn't were not fans of this film at all, and they really didn't understand like the huge praise that it got. Yeah, and I'll put their review of this movie in the description if you want to see what they have to say about it, because yeah, they really like say that like as far as like if they're looking for like a really good like film of the Jungle Book, this really isn't very good. And yeah, and especially since like Doug Walker is like he really does love the original book. I guess like since the animated film really like wasn't very close to the book, and yeah, I guess really this film really isn't that close either. Yeah, I haven't read the book, so I can't really say, but yeah, based on what he said, neither one of the films really do follow the book very well. But yeah, if you can just like yeah, if you can like get over like the book, and if you really don't mind stuff not really following the book very well, I guess like you can really see like how great the film is, and I guess that's how a lot of people really do feel about it. Probably because a lot of the people that saw this film really haven't read the book. So yeah, that's probably why the film really did get as great of praise as it did. But yeah, for like diehard fans of the original book, like they probably like feel the same way that he did about it. But yeah, so yeah, uh, but yeah, it's still like it's still a great film overall, all as its own thing, I guess. Like people really seem to like the anime film well, and because yeah, as its own thing, it was pretty good. But yeah, and this is really the same way. All right, so yeah, I've rambled on for like a while, so yeah, let me just get right into it. All right, so as the movie starts off, it's showing that Mowgli is like the it's like still the man cub that he is like known as, and yeah, yeah, and you've all probably like seen like the animated film, maybe even if you haven't seen this, or like if you do, you know the story from the Jungle Book. So yeah, I probably don't really have to go too in depth about this. So yeah, I'm just gonna probably skim right through this as quick as I can because yeah, you all probably already know the story, especially if you've seen the animated film. Or yeah, so yeah, it's so you just said yeah, Mowgli of course is like raised by like the family of wolves, and yeah, just a pack of wolves, and yeah, it's showing that Akela, who's like the leader of the wolf pack, really like doesn't want Mowgli to use any like human tricks while he's with the wolf family or stuff, or since like he's in the jungle, he should like act like the wolves and stuff. Yeah. And yeah, and of course, like Bagheera the Panther is like showing Mowgli the ways of the wolves. And yeah, I should also say like the actor that plays Mowgli in this movie, he really does a really good job. Seeing how a lot of really like he's really the only thing that's actually like there, really. yeah, and since like everything else in this movie really is CGI, he does a really good job at really making this stuff seem like it's really there. Since like he's probably just spent this whole movie like in front of green screens and stuff, with interacting with really nothing. So yeah, he really does do good at like making the stuff seem like it's really there. Yeah, yeah, and anyway, yeah, like I said, Bagheera was like training Mowgli, like the showing him the ways of the wolves. Yeah, Mowgli is like just like facing certain challenges, and he like is falling behind with like his wolf family. Yeah, and yeah, eventually, like during the dry season in the jungle, like one day, like it shows the animals are like drinking the water that is remaining from part of a truce during a drought. You know, yep. And eventually, like, the truce just ends up getting interrupted by Shere Khan. And then he's, like, he detected Mowgli's scent in, like, the huge animal crowd. But, yeah, and of course, like, Shere Khan hates man, and yeah, and in this film, it's revealed that he hates man because they scarred him. And, yeah, Shere Khan, like, warned the wolf pack that once the drought ends, he will be killing Mowgli. Yeah. Then, like, at the end of the drought, like, the wolves were really debating on whether Mowgli should stay or go. But then Mowgli then decided that he was gonna leave the jungle, and then Bagheera then like just decided to take Mowgli to the man village. Yeah. And as Shere Khan was like guiding Mowgli to the village, eventually then like Shere Khan then ambushed Mowgli and Bagheera. And yeah, in this movie, like we do get to see like Bagheera and Shere Khan fight, which I'm glad we get to see that. That's something that I really wanted to see in the animated film, but it didn't happen. So I'm glad we got to see it here. Yeah, but then like after like Shere Khan then just like injured Bagheera, he then like chased after Mowgli, but then Mowgli ended up escaping through a stampede. And yeah, something else I really do like about this movie is that it tries to do like homages to Jungle Book and also some homages to The Lion King, because there were like some scenes in this movie that are kind of like tributes to The Lion King, like Stampede and like Shere Khan like falling into the fire. Like the way he dies is kind of similar to the way Scar died in The Lion King, and also like when Shere Khan takes control of like the wolf pack or something, it's kind of like well when Scar like took over leadership and the king role of the pride in the Lion King. So yeah, there were like some homages to both Jungle Book and Lion King in this film, so that was interesting to see. Yeah, but then like later on, then Mowgli then came across Kaa, who was voiced by Scarlett Johansson in this movie, and so yeah, Kaa was a female in this movie. And yeah, you know, like Kaa was able to like hypnotize people and animals, yeah. And as Kaa was hypnotizing Mowgli, why do I keep saying Khan? Like it reminded Mowgli of like when he was actually taken in by the animals when his father died, because yeah, Shere Khan ended up like mauling Mowgli's father, and it showed like Mowgli was like older than when he was in the animated film when the animals found him. Yeah, in the animated film he was still like an infant, but in this movie he was probably like around 3 years old when he was taken in by the animals. Yeah. And yeah, this movie also like talks about like the red flower as it's called, which is just like fire. And yeah, and yeah, under Kaa's hypnosis, like Mowgli is reminded of the destructive power of the red flower. And as Kaa was about to eat Mowgli, then Baloo then arrived and saved Mowgli. Yeah, and then yeah, it just then like after this, Kaa was not seen any more in this movie. Yeah. And then it's shown like Mowgli and Baloo were like bonding with each other. Like Baloo was using Mowgli to like get him some honey from beehives and stuff. And yeah, he was just like saying that he needs Mowgli's help to help him get ready for hibernation and stuff. Yeah. 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 And yeah, like I said before, like once like Shere Khan heard about Mowgli leaving the jungle, Shere Khan then ended up killing Aquila somehow. Yeah, it probably would have been better if they would have like killed this off, and we would have been able to like form a better connection with Aquila before Shere Khan actually killed him. But yeah, we don't get that. So yeah, and then yeah, Shere Khan just ended up basically holding the wolf pack hostage, and yeah, he was just trying to lure Mowgli back over to the wolf pack so he can kill him. And then yeah, so then like it showed that then like we're at just for a little bit like Mowgli and Baloo were singing bare necessities, yeah. But then eventually Bagheera arrived, and then yeah, then like Bagheera then just wanted Mowgli to come back with him so he can take him to the village and stuff, yeah. And then like during the night, like like Mowgli then just saw like the herd of elephants, and then yeah, he was just like they were gathering around a ditch, and yeah, Mowgli was like help the elephant save a baby, yeah. And then like Bagheera like told Baloo that Shere Khan was after Mowgli, and then yeah, that's when Baloo realized that Mowgli really couldn't stay in the jungle. But the way like Baloo just like tells Mowgli he has to go just really is just really weak. Like the way he just tells Mowgli he has to go is just like he just tells him that he doesn't want Mowgli to be with him anymore, which doesn't make sense. Like in the animated film, it was done a lot better. Like Baloo was really like trying to like convince Mowgli that he has to go, and here it's just like Baloo just brushes Mowgli off and just doesn't want to see him anymore. Or at least that's what he tells him. Yeah. And then like Mowgli then just like ran off, just like really crushed by that. And then yeah, Mowgli then just got kidnapped by monkeys and then taken to King Louie. And in this movie, King Louie was like really enormous. And then yeah, King Louie just of course like wanted Mowgli to just make the red flower for him. And then yeah, King Louie was then just singing "I Want to Be Like You." And then like Baloo was just like distracting the monkeys, and Bagheera tried to sneak Mowgli out, but then they got discovered, and then yeah, King Louie was then just chasing Mowgli throughout his temple, and then somehow King Louie knew about Akela dying, which I don't know how he found that out. I don't think anybody really does, but yeah, he just told Mowgli about that, and then yeah, as King Louie was continuing to chase Mowgli, eventually the temple just ended up collapsing on King Louie. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, Mowgli was then like enraged that Baloo and Bagheera didn't tell him about Akela's death, and then Mowgli then decided to go confront Shere Khan by himself, and then yeah, Mowgli then like saw the village, and then he took a lit torch from the village, and then he ran back to the wolf pack with it, and yeah, as he was running, it then showed like there were some fire sparks that caught the grass on fire, and then like caused like the jungle to catch a wildfire and stuff. Yeah, and then once Mowgli arrived face to face with Shere Khan showed Mowgli what he did, and yeah, he was basically telling Mowgli that he is now an enemy of the jungle. And then like he was just like telling Mowgli to use the red flower on him to show the people who he really is. But then Mowgli then just decided to throw the torch into the water, which was kind of a stupid move to do. And even like Shere Khan even told Mowgli that was a stupid thing for him to do. And then yeah, Mowgli was basically just then vulnerable then. But then Baloo, Bagheera, and the wolves all intervened, and then they all attacked Shere Khan and held him off while Mowgli was setting up a trap to destroy Shere Khan. Yeah. And like Shere Khan was then like chasing Mowgli up a dead tree, as they called it. And okay, Mowgli was then just luring Shere Khan up onto a branch, and then yeah, as Shere Khan was like trying to jump at Mowgli, Mowgli then just swung on from a rope down off from the tree, and then yeah, the branch ended up breaking, and then Shere Khan just ended up like falling into the fire and dying. So yeah, in this film they do kill off Shere Khan. So yeah, it's definitely different from what was done in the animated film, where Shere Khan basically just like ran off afterward because he felt he caught fire and stuff. So yeah, in this film they actually do kill him off. Yeah. Then afterward, then Mowgli just then had the elephants divert the water from the river to put out the fire. Yeah, and then it just showed like Raksha, who was like Mowgli's wolf mother. She was now the leader of the wolf pack. And then Mowgli then just like used like his human tricks for his own use. It was for himself, yeah. And then yeah, then it just showed Mowgli now had his home in the jungle with his wolf family along with Baloo and Bagheera. So yeah, in this film, like Mowgli actually does stay in the jungle. He ends up not going to the man village. So yeah, they definitely like changed it around here. So I do kind of like what they did here. I do really like that in this film Mowgli actually does stay in the jungle. So yeah, and then like something that else I really do like about this film is that it does have a really good bookend. Like the book that actually opened up at the beginning of the animated film actually like that same book like ends up like closing up to end this film. So yeah, that was actually a pretty good bookend, and I really did like seeing that. So yeah, and it was just like a perfect bookend for the movie. So yeah, and that's how the movie ended. So yeah, like I said, 3.75 stars out of 4. I mean, it's just a really great movie. I mean, it definitely like has a lot of intense scenes and yeah, really good fighting action here and yeah, some pretty good CG and yeah, just a lot of really great things about this movie. I mean, I really can't see why Doug Walker or Nostalgia Critic really doesn't why he really isn't a fan of this movie and why he doesn't really see the praise in it because there's a lot to love here. But yeah, like I said, it's probably just because since he is such a fan of the book that this film just really doesn't follow the book very well, according to him, and that's probably why he doesn't like it because he really does want to see, and probably a lot of fans of the book really do want to see a movie that is really like the book, like that Chuck Jones animated short was. I mean, the Chuck Jones short is like the most faithful adaptation of the Jungle Book still to this day. And with that Andy Circus movie coming up, yeah, that film is said to be a lot closer to the book, like I've said, and yeah, probably a lot of fans of the book are looking forward to that. And yeah, I am like really anxious to see that film also. And yeah, me and my personally, I would actually like to see a film that is like a lot closer to the book myself. Yeah, and even though I really haven't read the book, I would like to see like how it is supposed to be done and how true it can be to the book in a movie form like that Chuck Jones short was. So yeah, I still am like really anticipating that Andy Circus movie coming out next year. And yeah, once that film comes out, it'll probably be able to top this version and it will probably might turn out being the best adaptation of a Jungle Book film of all time since it will actually stick closer to the book. So yeah, I still am like really anticipating that movie. But yeah, still this is still a really great movie nonetheless. Alright, so yeah, that does it for my review of the Jungle Book remake. And so, like I said, the Doug Walker review will be down in the description for those of you who want to see that. And so, yeah, alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Alright, so yeah, and throughout this list, as you may have noticed that, I really have had some films that people have kind of like you may like to debate on whether or not should have been here because yeah, a lot of people really do feel that like everyone has their own view on what are the best live action Disney films. But yeah, up next, like the top two movies that I do have in this list are films that I think pretty much everyone can agree are masterpieces and definitely are like the two best live action films Disney's ever made. Yeah, so yeah, I'll be reviewing like two like really great films coming up next. Like pretty much everyone will agree are masterpieces. So stay tuned for those coming up next. Next, as I conclude with these reviews, next up with number two and then number one after that. So yeah, well, it'll be coming up next as I finish this countdown. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.